What's up, everybody? Randy here, the Academia Christi, on a chilly October the 12th, the day after the last garden vlog. It's about getting near the mid 50s now. I guess it's like 52. It's supposed to get up about 10 degrees in the next few hours, so yeah, that's about it. But here, gonna show. I think we haven't seen this stuff for 8 days, so gonna check out what we got here. I think last time there were 2 red basils here. I actually finally gave that other one away, and the new owner will probably try to grow it indoors for more of the season, which we'll probably do with this ourselves, our only one left. Maybe we'll even do this sweet basil since it's our small one, the only small sweet basil we have. Yeah, so you know what, let's finish up this table here. There goes Big Bunny. The big bunny that's probably eating my celery. I think he may have been right here eating that stuff, and I know that they do like that. They haven't been out there for a while. Yeah, this marjoram small, still doing it. Actually, looking pretty decent, all things considered. Not really bolting anymore. It was bolted all over before. Now it has a couple flower buds, but not really a whole lot. Probably maybe even keep that going a bit longer, perhaps. That lavender is beautiful compared to the other ones we have. This is the only one in a pot. So that's, obviously why. Down here we got 3 of our peppers from the pepper bonsai chili experiment. This was the only Ring of Fire cayenne pepper. It all basically died, so we just cut it, chopped off the entire thing pretty much, except this little shoot was already here. So we'll see if that can keep it going or not. Maybe not. I'm sort of tempted to move it into one of these since I have multiple of those, and that was where it was supposed to go. This, the earliest of the fish peppers, never really ended up doing anything. Looks like I lost a lot of leaves though here, huh? This is the latest of the fish peppers. We did actually take one off of here already. It grew rather nicely, and that one might even be done soon. And all these new ones are coming up here now to there. None of these like very white flowers. We had some really white ones down here. There's still more. They're not actually pollinating though, fully. Another one there, a rabbit bouncing around in there or something. I don't know. In the weeds there. So yeah, that's that. That is that table. Spearmint. Dying off. It's been dying off like this for a bit now, but it did really nicely throughout the year. Again, we missed the 2.5 months, so a lot has changed. A lot. But I'll try my best to let you know what had happened. Obviously, we topped this multiple times. You can see where it was done. Many places there now that it's kind of dying off. I guess it's going to come back in this. Like, it'll come back in this pot. I think maybe I'll put it indoors. Or maybe I'll take it into the garage and just let it do whatever it's going to do. See if it'll come back again next year. But it's the only spearmint out of the 3 that we had that actually worked out. It worked out really nicely. We don't really use it though, unfortunately, so no real reason to have more. I'm gonna probably do other mints, especially peppermint, next year, and maybe be able to use that as a deterrent for some pests. That'd really be the only thing I can think to use it for. This used to be up by the tomatoes. It's now down here because because it was covered for the whenever the chill was coming. I wanted to cover the basils up, so we did just that. You see the chilliness has begun to kill it a little bit here. This is the large leaf Italian, looking really nice itself. Now obviously smaller. These things really popped off. Again, you can probably tell the difference, especially now that it's been 2.5 months. You can see how drastic the change has been between then and now. But yeah, it's been doing this. The Genovese has been bigger than the other one for a while, but the other one, the large leaf Italian, is now looking really nice. This most of my parsley struggled for a while, but then just recently started popping off again. I cut it back. It wasn't huge, but it was okay, and I cut it back just to use, and then after that it went crazy. All of them did. So that's that. Yeah, both of these basils, I'm really liking the look. I'd like to Definitely want to get some red basil seed. I guess I'm not really as concerned about the other ones because I still have basil seed of those types. And this dill is really not much to talk about. Very scraggly, didn't really work out. I saw somebody chopping up dill, and they were chopping up the entire thing, like stem and all. So I'm wondering if that's a thing that you do, if you use the entire dill plant. That's cool. If so, I have even more. Let's continue on our herbal adventure. Up here is that other marjoram. What I think I'm going to do with this is probably cut back that entire dead branch. I don't know where the seeds may be in this. It'd be cool. Again, it'd be cool to get seeds of whatever we can, if we can. I'm just not sure where the seeds come from this. See all those dead flowers, but I don't see anything that looks like seeds. And some of that I had sprinkled around, so maybe if we see some stuff pop up, then we'll just know the seeds are in there somehow. Wild strawberries still in that pot. Should just get them out so I can use that pot for something else. This parsley, it was covered, but I don't know if something about that made some of it start going a bit yellow, but that's okay. Again, we have a bunch of it still, and someone should probably use it soon since it's looking so nice right now. That one's a little yellow. It's still probably fine. Might as well keep it. Dry it. Yeah, so those are both fantastic. If someone wants some parsley for potatoes or something like that, they ought to come get it. Like drying on the plant itself. Just like the cilantro inside. This sage has really come up nicely now that it's in here. And I've been in here for a while. And I topped it in a couple places that seemed to have helped out eventually. But it really wasn't doing a whole lot. I mean, it was pretty long for a while, even though it was getting large. But now we finally see a lot of bushing happening. This one's actually an entire little shoot there. That is it for the herbs, actually. So move on to all these peppers. Oh yeah, as I always forget, the two beautiful big basils here. Recently topped, so I hope they can actually bolt again one last time before the end of the year. I think this is red opal basil. It is just listed as, if I can see the tag here maybe, it's just listed as red basil is what it said, but I can't see anything that's called red basil. I only see red opal basil and then that like red Reuben, but I think that's like a new version of the red opal. So I think this looks a lot like it, like the red opal. So that's what I'm gonna just assume it is. But if it is, then I think it might be perennial, but it's not perennial here. So we're gonna have to bring it indoors to see if we can overwinter it. That would be great. But that makes me think that maybe all basils are perennial in certain zones. So I'm kind of tempted to take both of these big ones in to the garage to overwinter them. You can see this one not doing great. Our sweet basil lost a lot of its leaves. Could still come back a bit, maybe. You can see only really one flower in there. I think I'm just going to let it flower now. And then I'll see how people do winterize them. Maybe you do cut it back pretty substantially for the winter, for those that are perennialized. We'll see about that. But this, the red basil is doing much better. You can see it's really hanging on a lot better with its leaves. Still a lot more much denser. And again, much more concerned about getting some seeds from this because I don't have any other red basils. So want to see some more flowering. It was just topped recently, so hopefully it won't just kind of kill it off because I did that and now it's kind of coldish. Could always move it indoors for the night too to just help it out since it's getting a little colder. I may just do that with this and some other things like some of these hotter peppers. Speaking of, let's check out those peppers. Here's our 2 December peppers. Now, I did get one off of each of these. I'm sad. Maybe you were able to see them by the last video before the big data corruption, but I did end up taking them off. Pretty sure I ate both of them. I know I ate the Serrano. Actually, recently ate the Serrano because it took a while before it was ripe. And I thought there was a new one growing on each, but maybe just a Serrano. You see a nice big flower there. Thought there was already one growing. Yeah, maybe there was. It might have gone bad and fallen off. Who knows? I'd also see a lot of flowers on our little cayenne here. So yeah, we'll see. I probably will just get rid of them because yeah, I think I'm gonna like use all the bigger stuff, the bags, both types of bags probably, and most of the bigger pots, plastic ones, probably all the black plastic ones, except the ones that have basils that I keep in them. These big ones, they'll all be used for peppers in the bags, like I said. But anything that's a smaller pot like these, I think I'm gonna do herbs and everything like that. These like I did there, these like over here. I thought that like these pots will probably all end up as herbs, I think. Maybe not the biggest, but the biggest tan one in the back, I don't know yet. It is kind of a nice size. And you know, I could have filled that even more with soil, and it's the tallest one, by far the widest one. I think that's a decent size for a pepper. I mean, even these are decent sizes, as you can see, for peppers. Obviously decent. You know what, though? You can see kind of like wilt. It's actually not as bad as it was yesterday, except like this, because it's broken. That sucks. But it has no interest in being unbroken, trying to heal itself. I could put a splint or something on there. But yeah, it's still doing okay. That was from the floating row cover being on it. And, you know, I'm trying to, you know, use a couple pieces together. And the only way really to do that and not put a bunch of weight on with like clips or something is to literally sew the pieces together, which I think I'm going to have to do. Maybe not this year, but next year perhaps. We saw that in the ones in the back, the market garden things yesterday. So yeah, let's check these out then. Got our two poblanos here in the front, obviously doing amazing. I think they started picking up at before I lost all those videos. I think you did see them picking up a bit. They each actually had a nice poblano on them. Picked both of those, and after I picked them, then they like just blew up like this, started bushing like crazy, and got a ton of peppers now on both. Some of these are actually probably getting close to ripe themselves, so that's cool. Good bit of poblanos. Those were a nice heat level, I thought, but I'm finding maybe they're a bit too spicy for most other people, surprisingly. Same with these Anaheim chilies. I didn't think that people would have such a problem with them. I mean, of course, eating them raw is different than cooking with them or drying them and using the powder or something like that for something. But yeah, good spice level on these Anaheims. Again, I had 3 that were fruiting ripening right down here. They all came up really nicely. Yeah, I ate one by myself. I cut up one and other people ate them, and I still have one of them that's nice and ripe now. And again, after I did that, plenty of others started coming up. I may move this Anaheim and maybe one of the poblanos in for the winter and see what happens. Yeah, right after I just said I was going to use these pots for herbs. I could move one of them out and into this pot, because this thing is coming out. This is our hot wax, Hungarian hot wax. We've already had one come out, and it was a decent spice level. It was probably on the low end. Maybe it was just the one I ate was a little too unripe. This thing's slowly maybe ripening, I think. Taking a while. It started kind of bushing up anyway, even though that's been on there for a bit. I don't know. It would probably end up doing the same thing that these guys did if I gave it enough time. But I don't know if I really care to give it any more time. Depending on what happens. Now, things are still really up in the air for this winter. I may have a lot more space for overwintering and just indoor winter growing in general. But we'll have to wait and see for that. It's going to change the amount of peppers that I can save. But I'll at least be able to get, I don't know, like a half a dozen maybe. And maybe not counting small ones, half a dozen of the bigger ones. So then it'll be a question of which half dozen do I save. Again, it's probably going to be the super hots just because I haven't had any of them yet. Over here we got one of our singled up California Wonder Bell. This would have been one that I would really like to keep indoors because it's our single potted bell in this nice black plastic pot. I really like these pots for growing peppers. They're a nice depth, pretty good width, definitely big enough gallon, size wise, gallon wise, whatever. Nice big old one there. We've had several come off. You see there's like a little bit of strange looking stem there. I had to break that branch actually. I don't know what was happening to it. And we may have lost only one pepper from there. The other ones ended up working out even though they kind of had a diseased looking stem. But they were good. They're all good. They were all gone now. So, and again, just like that, I think these are going to have to come in soon because I just don't really like the way this banana pepper is looking. I think this is going to be one of the first to come in, and like I said, I do want to save one of the banana peppers. This one probably over the one that's on the porch now because it just didn't really work out as well because it wasn't out here in the real sun. Still one more that's about ready to come off probably. These are also probably ready to come off, this one and this one soon. They just have those blemishes. I don't think that's really an issue though. Gorgeous pepper though. It produced so well, looked so nice through the year. It's lost a couple of its leaves, but it actually still looks really good, doesn't it? And it's still going. It's still got flowers up here. Oh, I guess that one's ripe, fruiting. But it does have these newer fruits. And if I brought it in, it'd probably warm up enough. And if I gave it a shot of fertilizer too, which it would be due for about now, we could probably see another harvest before the end of the year, I bet. And that might just be something we have to do with both of these, perhaps. Our Cali Wonder and our banana pepper. Two of the most popular pepper, certainly two of the most popular sweet peppers. And we will wait. We're going to try to go in order of spice here. So let us move down yonder. This is one that has been a fast grower. Jimmy Nardello Italian sweet long peppers. I'm hoping that one of these, and maybe there's one out in the garden too, hoping that one of them is going to be ripening soon and we'll be able to test it out. I'd really like these to get to a full red though before I test them, just because they are Italian sweet red long peppers. I mean, look how much it looks like our big cayennes. It's amazing. Got to make sure we keep those apart from the cayenne so we don't get those mixed up. That would be detrimental to somebody who can't handle the spice. Here are shishito. I guess that's a Japanese pepper, right? Sweet Japanese pepper. Very, 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 very mild, I should say. It's not completely sweet, not 0 Scoville heat, but like 100, which is nothing. One of the nicer shishitos we have there. I think there is a decent one growing out in the garden as well. There are several on here. I don't know. I think I should actually fertilize everything soon. Now that I'm trying to extend the growing season a bit longer, I should probably fertilize once more. I didn't plan on doing it, but I should. Our Greek pepperoncinis, another sweet, very similar to the shishito, another sweet pepper. Another one that people are very familiar with, like the shishito. Hey, look at this little jalapeno ripening. Yeah, people definitely know the shishito, know the pepperoncinis. There's actually apparently a Greek and an Italian. This is the Greek. I'd like to get the Italians and see the difference. You see two nice ones growing right there. Here, similar growth in the middle, our Santa Fe Grande. Guess that means it's a American pepper, maybe. Really nice looking ones though, and remember there was that yellow one out big yellow one out in the garden. I guess that thing is grown, that is finished, ripe. I still didn't check to see if yellow is the final color, but I think it might be, which means we will have a Santa Fe Grande next pepper, or for the first pepper eating video. I guess I never did the one I meant to, because I ended up basically just doing it with other people. There are like 10 different peppers I had. I cut them all up, and we had a good time. Well, I had a good time watching people burn their faces off with Anaheim chilies. It was hilarious. Cubanelles, haven't had any of these yet. These are another mild one that people I think are familiar with, maybe. Again, they look a lot like, you'll see a lot like the pepperoncinis and the shishitos. Very, very similar growing habits. This, the New Mexico State Big Jim pepper. This is a hatch pepper, they call them. And again, I guess maybe these, you could almost call these hatch-like, because they do also look like those, don't they? Have that kind of similar little wrinkled look to them. Kind of not thinning, but not like thick or anything like that, you know, not plump like a jalapeno, not thin like a cayenne. And they all kind of look like that. This is our cherry bomb. Again, I cut one of these up, but it wasn't quite very ripe. This one riper than the one I cut up, which is awesome. That means that one of these boys is definitely going to be coming off for pepper eating videos soon. That will definitely be posted soon. I have several still inside that are ripe to go too, so it's not just the ones you see out here. But yeah, that cherry bomb, another quick producer here. This, oh, you know, I skipped some. Almost. I guess I kind of did. Just barely missed. But yeah, fast producers, the cherry bomb and the Jimmy Nardellos. At least so far in my experience, those have done really well. Very quickly, very quick. You know, also the banana peppers did pretty well, but that may have been because they were nursery raised, not me raised. Now over here, we have what I missed, which is like, this can be very mild, and this is one that a lot of people really like because it tends to just have a little tiny bit of mildness to it. So it's pretty much a sweet pepper. These black Hungarians, at least all the ones that I've grown, that's basically where their spice level has been. I think maybe I had one earlier on by myself that had like a little more of a hint of spice to it, but still it was so mild. So I recommend these for people who can't handle a lot of spice or like none at all, because they might, if you can't handle any spice at all, you may taste a hint. If you can handle any spice at all, you may just need to go up a little further than that. We'll wait on this fella, and we'll come over here actually because yeah, this our Aleppo 10,000 Scoville heat is around where it's supposed to be, which I guess maybe is around about right. Sometimes I feel like they can be more mild than the hottest jalapeno. Jalapeno is supposed to be like 2,500 to 8,000. I would say I've had these that are around like 5,000 maybe before, maybe 6,000. So I'd say they could be maybe 6,000 to 10,000, because I've also had some real spicy ones too. But this Aleppo has produced really well. This and the last one, the Black Hungarian, these were started in yogurt containers in April. It's some of the only April plants that made it, and that's just why they're doing so much better than most things, because they were done the right time, and probably they're also moved into these pots at a more proper time than most things. So they were actually transplanted closer to on time. So I think that has made a huge difference for both of them, because they've both produced a lot of peppers already. I quite like the taste of the Aleppos. I think it has a really nice taste to it. Now back over here we have our Serrano, which again we've had one of. Didn't eat anything on video yet for you guys, but we will get to that. We will. Got some nice looking ones here. We had some nice looking ones out in the garden that I was surprised to see. And this one might start taking off. These pots are going to need fertilized much more. I mean, I don't even fertilize, like I said, anything out there. These things being in pots, they need it like every month or else they're not going to do anything at all. It's a big point. You need to fertilize your potted plants. One of the big things I learned. I'm going to do a 10 things I learned this year video, and that's one of them, one of the big ones. Here, our Nature's Edge Gen 2 Cayenne had many peppers come off of this. This is the one that's related to all the ones in the home garden, all of those cayennes in the ground. And both this and all those have had so many come off. We saw a lot of those yesterday or whenever I did whatever it was I did the home garden. Yeah, it's they both produced really nicely. We'll check. We'll see if we can do the Gen 3 this winter. Start them then. Something. I don't know what's up with that. Looks like it's starting to ripen though. I'd probably take it if I wanted to, but it's all right. We'll wait and see what happens. A lot of black spots on these. I don't know. I think this had already been happening. Had like a few of them. I pulled most. Had a few of them doing that at one point. Don't know why. Oh, here. I forgot to do these whenever I did my other bell and other banana pepper. These are the doubled up ones. Here's the doubled up Cali Wonder. Just one more pepper left on there. They've both produced really nicely. Some of the biggest ones came off of this plant right here. This one had a few on it. The one in the back did well also, but this was, I think, maybe the best, actually. Was until the single potted one kind of took over. But yeah, we'll maybe get this last one off of there. I think all the peppers actually made it out alive from all my potted California Wonders. And then our doubled up banana pepper also produced really nicely, like the other banana pepper that was outside. Again, probably because it was from the nursery. The one indoors would have been just as good, but I kept it on the porch, so it's a little different. That's a nice looking one there. Probably going to be done soon, and that will actually be the end of that one. Or both of these, I should say. Don't see any. Might be some small ones I'm missing somewhere, but yeah, again, I think the cold is going to start to, well, it's definitely already going to start setting them back. It's going to be hard for them to flower at this temperature. So, yeah, probably done. And again, these are not going to be coming in, so probably just end up scrapping them at some point, cleaning those bags out once they're all done. Yeah, and then that'll be it, I guess. It'll be sad to have to get rid of all these plants while they're still kind of technically alive, huh? Get in here past the fish pepper. We'll see in a moment. They have back here also missed these. These are the other pepper, first batch of hydroponic peppers I did, the very first ones. These doubled up jalapenos, the tripled cayenne. When I first brought these out, they were on the porch for a bit, and when I first brought them out not very long ago and just out into the regular sun, I didn't move them back in fast enough. These jalapenos took quite a hit, lost a lot of their leaves. It does look like they were trying to bounce back, but again, I don't think they're going to make it, and I'm not really too concerned about keeping this pot. This one, I don't know. I guess I'm not going to keep this one either, because I don't know. We're done with this. We're moving on to Gen 2 to Gen 3, but this is where the Gen 2 seeds came from. Basically all of these plants. Same nature, all Nature's Edge, all planted at the same time, just ended up much different. This was the biggest one, had the most for sure. That one was the middle-sized one. This was always smallest, but yeah, they all did something. That one didn't do a whole lot. This one did a bit, and this one did really nicely. I guess we'll probably end up scrapping both of those. I do want to keep this as the other first batch pepper. This is our single jalapeno, and it's been a champ. It's had 2 batches of peppers come off already. Once I brought it out here for good, it was much earlier I brought it out than those, which is why it looks like a proper pepper. And it had its second batch come off, so kind of recently. I pulled all of those. Working on a third round here. Our first batch was in like March when it was still indoors. I brought it out here. It took a bit because it was struggling still on the porch. Then I brought it out here, really picked up. Had that batch. Now we waiting on the round 2, but we do have this jalapeno. I'm going to pick this and eat it. Oh boy. The yellow in there is the capsaicin, the spice. Just shows you how spicy that thing is. Oh, oh yeah, that's good. My jalapenos are always good. Especially from that one. But yeah, we'll probably keep that. We don't have any Gen 2 jalapenos that are potted up like this Gen 2 cayenne. So I'll probably keep this cayenne, keep that jalapeno. We'll get the Gen 2 jalapeno seeds from back there, and then we'll have a Gen 3 of both. Maybe we'll end up keeping those. But actually, I'll probably try to keep that jalapeno as long as possible. I want to try to keep it its full lifespan. See if we can do that. Here, back to the bags, we have our Hinkle Hots. Bunch of hot little Hinkles in there. See one nice size one in there. Two nice size ones, I guess, and more. But yeah, those these are gonna take maybe a little longer. Maybe not. This pecan actually looks like it's coming up really nicely. It's been for a bit now. So, and I don't know what color these ripen to either. I'm going to have to check this one out as well. We got our Thai chili. Again, it has these like blemishes at the top, like these pecan do. I don't think it has anything to do with the ripening. Look at all those flowers, though. This is one I may want to keep just because it looks so cool. That's like 50 to 100,000 Scoville. And this is like 70 to 100,000, our Charleston hot. You can see it looks a little like one of those hatch chilies as well. This one seemed like it was taking a bit, and then it sort of started popping off even faster maybe than the Thai, you could say, perhaps. It looks more like the traditional capsicum annuum. This it's just kind of its own special little thing, I'd say. The Thai here, even these are a little different. The pecan for sure. Hinkle Hots is a little more like those hatches, I guess, but they're like plum hatch chilies. Look at all that yellow capsaicin in there. Oh my goodness, this is a nice decent spice to it. Then we move to our habaneros. Oh god. Yeah, orange habanero. Looking nice again. This is probably from the row cover, holding them down. That's why they're bent. So many of these are bent like that. I hate to see it, but it's all right, I guess. There are a couple of nice habaneros growing on there. Definitely nice. Cayenne are the hottest we've had so far. 30 to 50,000. This is 100 to 350,000. So they're going to be much hotter than anything else we've had, supposedly. Can't wait. I mean, I know habaneros are hot. We all know that. One of the trifecta of spicy peppers, not counting our bells and bananas, the two sweets that everyone likes. We have the habanero, the cayenne, and the jalapeno, of course. Now our colored habaneros, the white, actually looking really nice. Let's hope that it doesn't die off from the cold. These are the big bags that I may want to keep, even the habanero, and those other ones which are even spicier we'll get to, because I haven't had any of them yet. This one, our yellow habanero, not doing as good, but you see all those flowers up there. It was doing better, but this was a nice these were all the nicest peppers of their respective color. Apparently this white one was pretty nice though, or it just started popping off when it was in here. But you can just see the canopy at the top, so different, much bushier than the others. This one a little better, the red habanero, which had a lot of nice ones. I was kind of expecting this to do the best, but none have fruits yet, so I don't know. The white might end up the best. It does have some that are ripening. And then our failed chocolate habanero, which we weren't even supposed to have. Oh, wait, Yeah, it's chocolate. It just, that's, the tag is wrong. It is the chocolate, oh, for sure. I was supposed to get more orange habaneros, but they gave me a bag of chocolate instead. So, but I was happy with that, other than the fact that I didn't get what I paid for. If that happened and I actually wanted all those specific types of seeds and I got one that was different, I'd be upset. In this case, it really worked out for me. But anyway, yeah, the chocolate, it's been really set back. It was the only one that worked out, sadly. I was really disappointed in that. They all struggled. I mean, almost all of them germinated and then just failed completely immediately. So we definitely want to get that. That's supposed to be the hottest type of habanero as well. So another reason to keep it as long as possible. And now we'll go to, well, yeah, we'll go to the Ghost. Go to the Ghost, our 3 hottest here. The end of the line of heat. And this is one of the furthest along spicy peppers we got. This in that orange habanero that's in the back. Pepper brand experiment one. But this thing might not take long before it starts ripening, this Ghost pepper. Super excited. Got another nice one up there. Just look how angry those things look. Look like they're out for vengeance. Then, even hotter is our 7-pot Jonah. There's many types of 7-pot peppers. I think these are Caribbean ones. This thing finally has some peppers coming up, so that's cool. It's not huge. It's not bushy, crazy, or anything like that. This one was also, this Ghost pepper was grown indoors at first. That's why it's so long, but looks like it's actually pretty nice. That might actually have helped it out a little bit. I don't know. Because the capsicum chinense, which are what all these super hots are, they tend to grow more bush-like, like all those habaneros we're doing. And then the annuums, which are your cayenne, your jalapenos, all of them, these other ones, the most general variety, the most popular common variety, the annuum, capsicum annuums, don't have a whole lot of chinense. All the habaneros, these super hots, are all chinense. There's 3 others. There's also capsicum baccatum, capsicum fructens, and capsicum pubens. That's berry-like, fruit-like, and hairy, I think, or what those 3 mean. And we do have one baccatum berry-like species. We don't have any of the other 2. The fructens, I think, is the wild. Anywho, this, our hottest, the Naga Viper. There's a lot of different Naga peppers. This is our Viper. It's, we have 1 mil, about like right over 100 million Scoville for the Ghost pepper, about 1.2 for the 7-pot Jonah, and about 1.4 for the Naga Viper. 1.4 million. A jalapeno is 2,500 to 8,000. This is 1.4 million. Not quite, and it is. We have 2 of them actually. I don't know what happened here. It must have been a while back though. I was looking around for one of those hornworms. You didn't see it, but we actually, on our Cherokee Purple potted tomato, found a nice big old hornworm one day. I had it on film and everything, but again, of course, I lost it. But yeah, some flowers coming up here. Hopefully we'll get some Naga Vipers. Super hot. These are really definitely coming in though, because I need those. I need to try them all. And finally over here, we have one more Ghost pepper, which is not as far along. This one was done with the ones that went into the ground. I just decided to pot up another one. And one more Viper here, just because we had 2 germinate. We only had one of the 7-pot Jonahs come up. We had 2 of these. Since we only had 2 of these and one of the Jonahs, none of them went into the ground. We had, 2, 5, so we actually have like 7 Ghost peppers, counting the 2 we did hydroponically. So that's why I did 3 in the ground, 2 in pots, and then actually 1 hydroponic is in the small grow bag, and 1 still in the unit, the hydroponic unit, which is supposed to go in the other small grow bag. And actually, lastly, this is the pepper. We forgot this one when I said I was going to come back to it. This is the capsicum baccatum here. This is ají limón, or the lemon drop pepper. I love a couple things about this. Well, one, it's the Baccatum. It's supposed to be from, supposed to be like more sturdy, maybe you could say, more suited to a more mountainous climate, like I live in with all our. I mean, we're like not in the mountains, but we're on a very high hill, you could say, on the end of a mountain range, sort of. And so we do end up with those fluctuations in temperature, a lot of wind, things like that. So I'm hoping that that may help this. And this is where that big branch broke off of there. And I think that was from the floating row cover pushing against it too hard. But I do have some hope for these. The two of them in the back in the market garden in the ground. This one's doing pretty nicely too, though. I'm hoping that maybe this guy will even start ripening soon. And one other thing I love about these is look at those awesome flowers. Cool little lime green stripes on them. Both sides, you can see there. It's just gorgeous flowers. But yeah, that's it. That is all of the peppers. So many. Oh, I did forget one more. Our other final fish pepper. This thing has produced so nicely. Better than the others, obviously, because it's in a proper container, really. Had many come off of here. I've actually had people eat these and curse me afterward. They're not really that hot. They're like 15 to 30,000, so they can only get up to like a low-end cayenne. Look at how amazing that one is. Oh my goodness. So they have these stripes on them. The variegated foliage is normal. And then you have the stripes turn up on the peppers themselves. Look fantastic. And then this is just like a fully cream colored one. It's amazing. I love it. Love it. But that is it. But just look how loaded this thing is. And it's perfect for smaller pots, because this is about as big, I think, as they get. We're going to plant one actually in the ground. We didn't get any in the ground this year, unfortunately. Going to put some in the ground next year, and we'll really test that. I'm going to pull this one because it does tend to, for some reason, these stems get like this, woody, and seem like they're much more fragile. But usually that's only happening whenever they have started ripening somewhere. So pull that and be good. This thing has had a lot come off already. Really liking it. Love the flavor. Love the spice level of them. It's fantastic little peppers. I hear they're good for saucing too. And of course they get their name from being good on fish. So yeah, that is actually it. But yeah, I am Randy. This is Academia Christi. This is the potted garden of peppers. And I will see you next time. Peace.